How does OPEC oil reliance harm the environment? Imagine a world where the air is thick with pollution, and the climate is changing faster than ever. That's partly due to how much some countries depend on oil from the Organization of Petroleum exporting countries. These countries produce a lot of the world's oil, and that reliance has real environmental effects. When we burn oil, it releases carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas that traps heat in the atmosphere. This contributes to global warming and climate change. Countries that produce a lot of oil, like those in OPEC, are responsible for a big chunk of these emissions. Oil extraction also impacts the environment directly. It involves clearing land, draining water resources, and creating pollution from drilling and refining. These activities can harm wildlife habitats, pollute water supplies, and degrade land quality. The more oil produced, the greater the ecological footprint, which measures how much human activity affects the planet. When OPEC countries focus heavily on oil, they often prioritize economic gains over environmental protection, making it harder to adopt cleaner practices. Another issue is that OPEC countries tend to rely on fossil fuels because they are cheap and abundant. This slows down the shift to renewable energy sources like solar or wind power. Since these countries earn a lot from oil exports, they have less incentive to develop cleaner energy options. This reliance keeps the world dependent on dirty fuels longer, making it harder to reduce pollution and greenhouse gases. OPEC's control over oil prices can also cause problems. When they restrict supply to push prices higher, some non-OPEC producers turn to more environmentally damaging sources like tar sands or deepwater drilling. These methods produce more pollution and emit more carbon dioxide than conventional oil. So, efforts to cut emissions by limiting OPEC's output can backfire, leading to dirtier oil extraction elsewhere. Lastly, OPEC's focus on oil makes it difficult for the world to meet global climate goals. Many countries and organizations want to reduce fossil fuel use, but OPEC's resistance to change slows progress. This ongoing reliance on oil delays the transition to cleaner energy, which is essential for protecting the environment. For investors in energy commodities, understanding how OPEC's dependence on oil harms the environment is key. It affects regulations, market trends, and the future of energy investments. As policies tighten and renewable energy becomes more attractive, the value of oil-related assets may fluctuate. Recognizing these environmental impacts helps investors make smarter choices and prepare for changes in the energy sector. In short, heavy reliance on OPEC oil leads to more greenhouse gases, environmental degradation, slower adoption of renewables, and market shifts that can increase pollution. These factors all add up to environmental harm that everyone should be aware of when thinking about energy investments and sustainability.